This is the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with your host, Vicki Davis.
Today's sponsor is Advancement Courses. Stay tuned at the end of the show to learn about 10 top things to do and top topics to learn for teachers this summer. We need to learn, but can't we have fun at the same time? Now, on to the show. Today we're talking with Meghan Mayer, the crazy creative teacher. Now, if you're on TikTok, just 1.2 million followers there. Meghan, today you are helping me understand and get on TikTok because on April Fool's Day, for whatever that means, I got on TikTok. I'm starting to learn it. And I absolutely know nothing except that if I hear a bad word, if I immediately go off the video, TikTok will stop showing me bad words. So that's a good little tip to know, especially because we're teachers. But help me understand TikTok and all the educators that are out there, because I will admit that I have told kids, oh, TikTok is evil, it's bad. Okay. And then I caught myself going, okay, this is what was said about Twitter. This is what was said about blogs. It's what we make of it.
Exactly. I was the same way when I first heard about TikTok. There's been a lot of articles from parents written about TikTok, about the different things that they've seen when they had logged on. And so I was definitely very weary of it. But I would find myself on Facebook watching TikTok videos. But it wasn't what I thought it was. It would be like recipes or DIY projects. And so I decided to just give it a go and got on there and realized that exactly what you said, it is what you make it. If you are looking for bad things, then yes, bad things are going to keep popping up. But they are getting a lot better with their algorithm and the way that they're censoring things, that it's getting a lot harder to find the bad things. They are making it a safer platform for everyone.
Yeah. And I read the other day that it's the fastest growing segment for age 15 to 40. I'm definitely out of that segment. However, I was telling my husband the other day, one thing from having my broken foot, I can die at any time, but I never want to grow old. So let's do it. You've been on TikTok for how long?
I joined February of 2020. So I just got really lucky that I got on before the pandemic hit, before we went into lockdown. I was already very quickly growing before that. The lockdown just made everything speed up a little bit more.
So talk about your journey. You get on TikTok. What kind of things do you share?
So when I first got on, I was just watching a lot of dance videos because I would be teaching and my students would be sitting there going like this, just doing dance moves constantly. And it was driving me crazy, but also I wanted to know what they knew, what they were seeing. There were a lot of little inside jokes and things that they would say that I'd be like, where is that from? Oh, it's from TikTok. So I would joke with them and I would say, what if I got a TikTok? And they're like, oh no, nobody would follow you. Nobody would watch your videos. But then I had this group of students who I had for 2 hours each day. I teach reading. So I had them for a block period. And to this day, they're just some of my favorite students because we just connected really well. And they were like, yes, do it, Miss Mayer. Get on TikTok, make a YouTube. Like, people will love you. I got on and I watched for a little bit. I really didn't think I would make videos because I don't know if you remember Vine.
Yes.
But I loved watching Vine videos, but I just never got into making them, which is funny because in high school, I did video production. I've always been just super outgoing and just big personality, but Vine was really intimidating to me for some reason. And so, yeah, just got on TikTok and made like 1 or 2 videos, just silly things, had nothing to do with teaching. In fact, at the time I was on Instagram and my handle was styling in 6 because I was a 6th grade teacher. And I purposely chose a username that was different because I didn't want anyone to put 2 and 2 together and know that it was me because I just wasn't sure how things were going to go. So I chose the username, The Crazy Teacher. And so my very first teacher video was just of a piece of paper where I was making a seating chart. And it said, basically, when a teacher finds out that 2 students like each other and how maybe we'll purposely put them together, just a joke. It blew up. And I remember walking to my neighbor teacher and being like, listen, I'm not good with math. Am I reading this right? Is this 750,000 views? And it had been like 8 hours. And he was just like, oh my, 1 million views and you posted this morning. And from there, I thought I wasn't going to tell my students, but we were having a conversation maybe 2 days later about TikTok. And I was like, I started a TikTok. And by that point, I had 30,000 followers already within just a few days.
Wow.
And they're like, you wouldn't have any followers yet. And I flipped my phone over and I was like, look it. And they all screamed because they were like, I saw that video, but I didn't know that it was you. And so it just went from there. I never in my, wildest dreams pictured that I would have 1.2 million followers. And, it's been a very cool journey. And I've met a lot of really amazing teachers from all over the world. It's been a really awesome experience.
Okay, so talk to us. I know nothing. I'm learning. I uploaded my first little video this morning. Help me know where to start.
So really knowing what I know now, when I first got on, I must have been looking for teacher content. I don't know if it knew that I was a teacher or if I searched it, but immediately I was getting the dances and then I started getting teacher content. And once I posted my first video with teacher content, I started to get a lot of teacher content. So let's say that you're a teacher and you want to get on TikTok, but maybe you don't want it to be teacher related. Maybe you want to do recipes or DIY, then that's what you really want to just start searching for. At first, I didn't think that hashtags were a big deal, like how they are on Instagram, but that's changed a lot. And it really is all about that hashtag. I know a lot of times people, they just want to go viral and they will use all of the hashtags that are trending. And sure, that can get you some quick views and maybe some quick followers. But if you really want to be in it for the long haul and really establish a loyal following who is really going to get a lot out of your content, you want to make sure that your hashtags are relevant to what you're doing. So I have really tried to stay away from the trending hashtags because if I'm posting a teacher tip, I still have teacher tip videos from 2 years ago that still get views and still get comments because of the hashtag. So the hashtag is really your best friend, and make sure that you're not just following, because what will happen is when you go to put in a hashtag, it'll say trending. Unless you can fit your video into that trending hashtag, don't bother. And a lot of people don't realize that you can actually follow hashtags. So for example, I started the hashtag Teacher Tip Tuesday, and I started that trend on TikTok. It was a trend that was already on Instagram, but when you search that hashtag now on TikTok, it's got to be somewhere in like the 30 to 40 million views. But that's not just my videos, that's people using that hashtag. So at the top, you can just click add to favorites. So then it doesn't guarantee, but it helps that when you're on your feed, you will see more of those videos because you've favorited that hashtag and you are engaging with it a lot. And engaging is another thing. If there's a video that you don't want to see or you didn't like, don't engage with it. Don't comment on it. Don't like it. Don't save it. Just swipe and keep going, because whatever you engage with, they're going to show you more of it. I learned that the hard way when I landed on the totally opposite side of it. And I was like, okay, we have to stop like making comments, even though we really want to, because TikTok's going to keep showing me these videos.
Yeah. One of my students who was disturbed by TikTok says it keeps taking me in a direction I don't want to go. And now I'm understanding better that what I can advise students, which is swipe off it immediately.
They've done a lot of updates, but if you hold down on a video, you'll get like a little menu box and it will say add to favorites, report, or not interested. You can hide videos from that particular user, or you can hide videos from that particular sound, or you can just hit not interested. It will stop showing you those videos, which is nice.
What kind of teacher tips make good teacher tips for Tuesdays?
Very quick and easy. I've noticed that I try not to take offense to it, but nobody really wants to see my face. A really good teacher tip that all of my videos that have gone viral or done really well usually don't feature my face. And I don't think that's because people don't necessarily want to see my beautiful face, but I think it's because they just want to see what you're doing. And I've noticed the same. Like if I'm on Teacher Tip Tuesday and someone's just talking and they're like, Teacher Tip Tuesday, this is what I do, I immediately just swipe. Show me what you're doing. I don't want to just see you talk. I have been guilty of that myself. So when I make Teacher Tip Tuesday videos, even if let's say I'm going to talk, I try to at least show like a finished product or something first to grab their attention. So it's like I'm a reading teacher, but I've also taught English. You're teaching an essay to hook your readers in. You want to have the same for a video. So maybe you're doing a before and after type thing, or maybe you're doing a teacher tip and you're doing something on a bulletin board, show a really quick image of the after and then tell them what you did or how you did it.
I just finished reading a book about hooking people in, and he says you have 3 seconds, and he emphasizes that. Show what you're going to give it to them, and do it quick.
Yes, and that's really TikTok. And people do not want to sit. I have people who've been with me since the very start, and they do like to see the videos where maybe I'm telling them a quick story or talking. But if you're wanting to really get the views, you've got to do it like really simple.
Okay, so let's talk about one thing that I think is so important. People want to, quote, go viral. What do you tell students when they're like, oh, I want to go viral just like you?
Like I just said, you got to hook them in. A lot of it is almost that like shock and awe factor. It's insane to me. My absolute most viral video, it is me taking this thing called the bug bite thing that helps when you have a bug bite. It helps it to not itch. We were at Universal Studios. She got a bug bite. And so the whole video is me, like my friend got a bug bite at Universal, using the thing, counting down a couple of seconds and showing what it looked like after. Almost 30 million views. Because it's one of those things where when you scroll through, you're like, what are they doing? You have to stop and watch. And so that's really the biggest thing.
There's some that would say we're just feeding this ADD generation in terms of these little short pieces. Sometimes the stuff that goes viral, it's ew. And sometimes it's O. There's only 2 flavors, ew or O. And the ew tends to go more viral than the O, because every platform, when we go there, we're teachers. We teach with our lives. And I've looked at a lot of teachers, and some teachers I'm like, yes, this is a person who's really shining a light and they're awesome. And then some teachers I look at and I'm like, oh, please don't judge us by this. It's because us teachers, we get enough grief already.
Yes.
And when they behave in a way that's trashing parents, that's just not who I want to be. So on your platform, how do you want to use it for good?
Another reason that I got on was, again, I was hearing the bad things about TikTok, and I figured if my students are on this platform, then maybe at least I can be on here and be, like you said, like that bright light for them, that positivity, that maybe if they're seeing my videos, maybe they'll see more of that on their feed. As time has gone on, that is something I struggle with, is I want to be positive and be that role model for my students, but I also really want to advocate for other teachers and show that we are human and we have lives. I always cringe the most when I see a teacher who is in their classroom using an inappropriate sound, and they're dancing inappropriately, or they're wearing something that's inappropriate and they're in the classroom. If it was someone that I followed, I immediately unfollow. I don't engage with them. I'm not here for that, but I just cringe. There was actually a teacher that I had followed who posted a video of them like just posing very like seductively in their classroom. And I think even that the sound on the video was also not super appropriate. And the comments were like, I wish I had you as my teacher when I was a kid. And those just really degrading comments. And part of me was like, what do you expect when that's what you're posting? First of all, this is so inappropriate. You're not deleting these comments. And to me, if you want to do that at home and you put it on your TikTok, that's one thing. Showing that we're real people and we can enjoy ourselves in a responsible way, but I'm not doing it in the classroom. And I think that's another big thing. There's been this trend recently of, it's like a gunshot sound where people are like showing the negative comments they get, and it's like the ba, 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 and it's a gun. I've seen multiple teachers using this sound in their classroom. You might be on your own time, like your lunch break or before or after, but that's the kind of thing where if you feel you want to post that, do it at home. Because what's going to happen is these type of videos where we're dancing in a seductive manner, or I sound like such an old woman, but doing things that just aren't appropriate for the classroom, that's the kind of thing that's going to ruin TikTok for the rest of us teachers, because eventually we're going to be told we can't film in our classrooms anymore because of all of these other teachers who just aren't being professional on TikTok in their classroom. So that's always been my biggest thing.
Basically, that is a set. when you're using it, it's a set. One thing I tell my students is that your worth as a person is not how many people who follow you. Who do you follow, and what kind of person are you portraying to the world? But I will tell you, there is a dark side of the seductive posing and the beautiful, and it's all great when you're all beautiful. But I know of at least 2 women who have gone down a dark hole of depression because we get older, we age. And when we age, we don't look like we did. So I got onto social media in 2005. I don't look like I did in 2005.
You
but
do
I know
not
it.
like you're in your 50s, by the way.
Oh, I'm a happy woman. Joy does a lot for aging. But anyway, but I know of at least 2 women that after they had children went down a very dark hole of depression when they couldn't look like it anymore, when they couldn't doctor that photo anymore to look like they did back then. And then they're like, I don't look like that. Guess what? In 10 years, you're not going to look like that anymore.
Yeah.
And so it sends the message that I'm worth something as long as I look like this. But we need to share, we need to encourage, and we need to mentor, we need to pass down this wisdom. And I think those guidelines of teachers not as sex objects, that's a really old stereotype that just needs to go.
Like I said, the being inappropriate and allowing your students that don't we can't stop our students from following us. You just can't. They can make so many different accounts, but if you just don't follow anyone that you don't know or that you can't for sure say is not a student, because that will get you in a lot of trouble.
It will. Meghan Mayer, the crazy creative teacher. Follow her on TikTok, and I'm going to be taking a look at those Teacher Tip Tuesdays, and
there's a whole bunch
soon because I don't know anything about TikTok, but I do have a lot of tips. I'm now on TikTok learning, so I hope that everybody out there who is doing TikTok will teach me something. Thank you, Meghan.
Thank you.
Last summer, I took my professional development with advancement courses, and I am so glad that I did. On my blog, I recently shared 10 top things to do and top topics to learn for teachers for professional development this summer, and all of them come from the advancement courses catalog. So go to coolcatteacher.com/top 10. That's coolcatteacher.com/TOP10 to learn about some courses you might want to take and some things that you need to do this summer. Your current needs should impact your professional development. Advancement Courses makes it so easy to complete your PD with courses that are online and self-paced, so you can take them anywhere, anytime, with up to 6 months to complete. And right now, you can use the code COOL15 to get 15% off your course today. So go to coolcatteacher.com/top 10 and begin deciding what you want to learn this summer.
You've been listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. If you like this program, you can find more at coolcatteacher.com. If you wish to see more content by Vicki Davis, you can find her on Facebook and Twitter under Cool Cat Teacher. Thank you for listening.